Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Moyna Bass Fishes. I'm Jim Moyna, professional bass angler. This video is going to be a story about a fish that I came across today. So I'm practicing for the 2023 Champions Tour Championship on Rush Lake. This is my first day out here. And this lake, never been to it before, but it's stocked with muskie. So that I knew. It's also a lake that has a tremendous algae bloom. So you have limited, very limited visibility. I mean, I'm talking like your lure disappears at about that depth. So, okay, so there's the background. One thing about muskies is there's a phenomena that they do. It's a type of behavior very unique to muskies that I've never witnessed in any other fish species. And that is their curiosity to peek at you, the fisherman. And me and some buddies of mine, we have affectionately labeled these muskies that show themselves, we call them peekers. And typically it goes like this. You roll into an area with your boat, take it off plane, get up on the trolling motor or do whatever you're going to do, and within like a minute of being on whatever piece of structure you're on, all of a sudden a muskie will come up and he'll porpoise really slow, and he wants to look at you and see what's going on. So hence the name peekers. They want to take a peek at you. Sometimes, a lot of times, they just slowly porpoise like this. Other times, I've seen where they stick their head out of the water like at a 45, and basically it's from like the back of their gill plate forward to the tip of their snoot. They just go swim along the surface like this. You know, if this arm's the surface, they're like this, just and they're totally looking at you with one eyeball. So I'm at Rush Lake today, and I roll up on a spot, and I haven't had this happen for a long time for me. But sure enough, all of a sudden I see this head come out of the water, and seriously, he had his face above water for like 15 seconds just looking. I mean, he was just super slowly. And how far away was he? Like a medium cast worth. That's how far away this fish was. So of course, what am I going to do as a fisherman? Um, I don't know. In a way, I kind of feel bad I did this, but because peakers have a special place in my uh, musky or fisherman spirit. But of course, what I had in my hand was a all-terrain rock jig. So what am I going to do? So as soon as he went down, as soon as he left the surface, I took my jig and threw it right over there. And then at the same time, I got my Lowrance active target locked on him, so I could see him going down. And it's maybe like 7 feet there, and I can see him going down. And then I see my jig come down right in front of him, and then I pop it once like that, and I felt the strike, set the hook, and the fight was on. But to my absolute amazement, I was like shocked. What came up out of the water was not a muskie, but a northern pike. It's the first northern pike peaker that I've ever been aware of, ever. And it was a dandy for northern pike. you know, in unpressured waters of Canada, pike like this size are common, but in the pressured lakes of Minnesota, especially in the southern half of Minnesota, this pike was like, I never weighed it, never took a length on it. I reeled them up to the side of the boat uh, and unhooked them right at the side of the boat. So never really, you know, got weights, but okay, estimate wise, I'll estimate it at like maybe 12 pounds. That's what I'm going for. It was, which is a really nice northern pike for this part of Minnesota. So that was really cool. That's like a super rarity. I mean, seeing having a peaker muskie is rare enough, and maybe some of these peakers in the past have actually been northern pike. But before I go any further with that, I've only seen peakers in muskie lakes, so I've always felt those were muskies. The lake where I'm home based in north central Minnesota, I've never. I mean, it's chock full of northern pike. I've never, ever seen a peaker in those lakes. And why was this northern pike a peaker? That's what I'm wondering. Was it because of the super limited algae bloom in this lake? You know, that has visibility so low that he just had to come up and take a look. Is that what he was? He just. I mean, but muskies will peek at you whether it's you know, a limited visibility type lake, or if it's a super gin. I've seen them in super gin clear water come up and peak. I remember one time I saw a muskie. This was on Leech Lake many years ago. I mean, he literally stuck his head out of the water and probably swam for like at least 30 feet with his head like that. So there's two styles of peaking, as I explained: the porpoise, and then just the head, you know, just cruising with the head out of the water. I guess I'll have to come up with a special name for that one. I mean, because we got the porpoise style, and then I don't know what you call it. You tell me. But hey, that's a story. Um, if you got any good peaker stories, share them with the audience in the comments. I'm really, it's such a cool phenomenon in fishing that every peaker story is of great interest to me. So, anyways, that's what I got for you tonight. Thanks for watching. Over.